Welcome back to another episode of Out of the Blank Podcast. Mr. Irwin, it is a pleasure to have you on the show. It's been a while, my friend. Please introduce yourself to the audience members out there listening, and we'll get into the meat and potatoes, which is where have you been? You've gone offline, and then you came back.
Hi Robbie, thanks for having me again. It's been a minute, like you said, right? And yeah, just it's been like a good 5, 6 years kind of since we did some serial videos in our first podcast when you reached me out. So my name's Dave Irwin. I'm Canadian, obviously, and I met Robbie over a bowl of cereal or like 50, and yeah, just did my whole cereal thing for a couple of years. Got sick of cereal, and then decided to just kind of go offline and just relax on the social media. Now I've kind of had to get back onto it because I started another little side kind of hyper focus 3D printing. So yeah, and then got back online, seen you posting, and I was like, man, I miss Robbie. I miss Robbie. And obviously, Robbie's just a beautiful specimen, right? And he ages with like a fine wine.
Like a child or a forever puppy.
No, look at you. I can still see the youth in your eyes, though. Wait till that beard comes in.
No, yeah, I gotta actually shave it because, got a little bit more of a serious, no offense to you, but professional one after this one.
Yeah.
This is fun because I like to have my friends on. Everyone knows, I think, if they're new to the show or they've gotten here at some point or looked back at past episodes, I recommend looking at David's past episodes. But it's conversation. That's what we're here for. And I wanted to catch up with you, man, because it's been a while. It's been a few years. But what do you mean you're sick of cereal? That was your whole thing. And you might want to explain to some people who might not know what you were doing before you did the whole 3D printing, because that's interesting. And I want to get into that because I had a page request or a follow request from Rad Dad Prince. And I'm like, who the hell is this? And then I look and I'm like, it's David. I was like, wait, he's doing 3D printing now?
Yeah, just yeah, we started the cereal. I got sick of cereal. There's such thing as too much of a good thing, and that's exactly what happened. I remember back 2019, I was just one of my high thoughts because I like eating cereal when I'm high, and I said I can probably start reviewing this, recording myself, and then we'll go from there. And it kind of just blossomed as you will. And then I met some beautiful people such as yourself, and yeah, I just did that for 2.5 years through COVID. It was great, but I just got sick of cereal because I was eating a box every 2 days, a box a night, right? And it was just too much. And I knew it was going to take its toll. I'm getting older. I'm obviously 40 now, and I was just like, you know what? That's just too much sugar at nighttime. It was making me feel like crap in the morning. So I stopped doing. I get sick of the cereal, but I still keep in contact with a lot of people that I met through the kind of cereal world and the podcast, and it was great. And we met a few friends on here, like Mark and everybody, and Chuck, and then I haven't talked to you guys since basically a few years, right? Don't take it personally. I just kind of just went silent, right? Well, not silent, but yeah.
Was it the not liking cereal anymore that's what did it for you, or was it the fact of like just the comments, social media? Because like you said, with the whole disconnected from social media, I just did that when I moved in here like 6, 7 months ago. It was a big thing for me to like kind of disconnect from it, but also I got in a relationship, and next thing you know, you're not posting on social media as much as you used to, and it kind of like you have no want to go back to it, if that makes sense.
No, exactly. If you're not motivated, who are you doing it for? If you don't have to do it for yourself, you don't have to do it for anybody, really. And I mean, I felt like social media for years was just, oh, we're having a family moment. I have to take a picture of this and post it so everyone knows that, like, you know what I mean? Like, just trying to keep up with the Joneses, as you will. And I just like it was more or less a facade, and it was just tiring. So I just yeah got off social media. I mean, I wasn't big into it before I did the cereal. Then I started looking at the analytics, like what time I should post during the day, and it was just too much because then I had to be engaged every day, scrolling, liking, scrolling, interacting. It just yeah overstimulation, right? And then I like chatting with a couple of people I have on WhatsApp from the UK and that I met through cereal, but yeah, it's just like the cereal. Too much of a good thing, right?
Why did you go to 3D printing instead of doing some other food thing? We had plenty. I mean, I've already given so much credit to your video editing skills in general because they always come out like amazing. But the whole concept, like you could have just, if you're sick of cereal, could have did other food influencer stuff. I mean, that was big during COVID, was food reviewing and influencing. And then now it seems like, I don't know, 3D printing was like a weird one, but everyone likes it. Like I'm fascinated with it because again, there's you probably get this and we'll discuss it probably later on, but like the comments you must get about people saying stick to original art. There's always that concept that like machines doing it all for you, where's the flavor to it? I'm like, well, some people got the idea in their head, but they can't manifest it with their hands. So a machine like that is pretty good.
Oh yeah, there's like I thought you just before I started 3D printing, I was just like, oh, you just hit print, right? Which you pretty much do. You get these Bamboo Lab printers, and then you get an app and it just says you can literally just it's like Amazon. You go on it, everyone's file is there. It's an open community. You just I want to print like a phone stand. Send a printer, print. You could be like basically at the grocery store, anywhere away, as long as your printer's on. But I mean, that's a loaded gun because the setting, the profiles that these people are attaching to their models are sometimes it comes out a mess, right? But I started it because being in Canada, cost of living, well, everywhere. I was like, I'll start with one printer and maybe throw up a couple ads on Facebook Marketplace. And my God, it just, yeah, took over from there because I didn't know much about CAD modeling, any of the software whatsoever. So I'm not going to say I love ChatGPT, but it helped me. It was a really useful tool for me to help. I literally like every program I'm in, I can take a picture of like the interface. Okay, what do I need to do this? Like, what do I need to basically go here? It just navigated me. So I was pretty much been on a 6 month crash course of just self-learning with ChatGPT, and there's a lot more work than I thought involved because a lot of the people that are coming, because I said fully custom all this stuff, like I said yes to so many jobs that were just way above my head. But I'm like, man, I have expectations of people. I need to follow through on this. So like I was transparent with them. I'm like, listen, I'm new to this. Like, if this is not some one guy actually had like per se, he had a gear and he was in the Navy and he was really he knew like the terminology, addendum, dedendum, and how like so I got a guy, I didn't know how to model it myself, so I got a guy in Fiverr in Bulgaria. I paid him, sent him the pictures, sent him what exactly he wanted done, and he basically made a cog with a propeller on top of it. And weeks back and forth, and it's all the back and forth between people is the hard part because you have to talk to like 5, 10 people a day, like but it's get starting from the very start and then going through the whole process. And you think the thing that kind of pushed you to the end is just like, you know what, I'm gonna be able to give that to them, and they're gonna like it because I mean that's the best I could do, right? So having repeat customers come back now, like it's just I've built a base, which is nice. So
Did you have the idea of selling it in the first place, or was it just a new hobby you wanted to do for like, because you have kids, if they need like a phone stand thing or a tablet stand or something that would be very simple that, you don't want to spend like $40 for because everything's expensive, it would make sense that you 3D print your own. But did you have an idea of like, I'm going to buy this and then I'm going to also turn it into a business? Because that's like, for me, I'm like, I don't see, I gotta like, it's very hard for me to see that as like an image is like something to do for me, like I would be like, I buy a 3D printer for things I can make for household stuff. Very simple stuff. Like my phone is on top of a freaking thing I use to keep Q-tips in right now. Like I need a stand for it, but I'm just like, yeah, well, they're $30 if you're going to go buy a phone stand for that, and then a webcam's 50. So why don't I just wait to get to 50?
yeah, like, look at this cool phone set I always use every day.
That's sick.
With a tricolor, it's got three different colors. It was just a model online. It was one of the first things I've ever printed. Right, it took a few hours, but yeah, ever since taking, I mean, I go right back into a whole few about ADHD meds. Not last summer, the summer prior, I started taking Vyvanse, and I'm just like, I've been working for the same job, same position at Pepsi for 20 years. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Right. So I wanted to kind of switch things up, learn some new stuff. And the first half of last year was all about data analytics and structured query and Python. And then I was just like, all right, well, maybe if I build a good base, take like the Google analytics course and stuff, maybe I have a foot in the door. But as time went on, obviously, I just reading people in the States and Canada with master's degrees, just having basically their job taken by AI. I'm like, all right, it's time to pivot. I need to make some extra money that I can do from home. What's that, right? So I always wanted a 3D printer, but at the time it was always resin printers, which are a little bit obviously toxic, right? And you have to have the right ventilation. So then I seen the bamboo layer printers. Man, sorry, I'm a little stuffed up.
You're good.
Um,
It's
um,
also negative 10 degrees where I'm at right now. So,
that's crazy, man. You live in Ocean
city.
City. That sounds like there's like no bad times there.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. We don't ever get winters like this. Like, I think the week before, they were talking about 12 inches of snow. And then the week we were going to record that we couldn't, they were predicting like 18 and like power outages and stuff. And then people, I hate it when they do that because people flock to the store and you can actually look it up. There's a guy who's famous on Instagram and I wish I knew his name, but he's like, seems mentally challenged, but he always talks about trains and he's always doing videos about this is train and he's like doing that and he like does the train noise and everything like they memed up everywhere. He did a video on our state because we were going to have this huge snowstorm. And then I was like, we live in Maryland. It's either you freeze to death or you burn alive. It's always these two changing drastic climates. So I was like, we're never going to get a storm. We're too close to the ocean. Everything always goes right out to the ocean. So yeah, what happened? We had 2 inches maybe of snow. And it was like, yeah, it sucked because we weren't really, our state's not prepared for like a huge snowstorm. Even like a couple inches messes us up. And then when I told you it, I thought you were being sarcastic because you're like, oh yeah, I think we're getting 2 inches. I was like, it's Canada. You guys deal with like 10 inches on a daily basis.
Dude, we're just up the coast. I'm gonna say just up the coast, but like, yeah, I'm like 5 minutes from the water, East Coast. And like, yeah, it's so unpredictable because you could have like everyone freaks out over a 3 or 4 day prior before the storm or whatever, right? That we're supposed to have weather. They panic shop and then it just usually changes. Usually, obviously, yeah, it drifts off the coast or moves inland. And it's because we're basically like on a weird looking side profile view of a lobster, our province. So like, yeah, like we're in the middle and it usually just hits the tip of basically our province and either goes left or right. So if anyways, yeah, we don't really get too much snow. We haven't had snow until 2 weeks ago, until we talked about that storm. But cold, it's been cold here. Like it's yeah, it's been between -10, between like 0 and -20 for the past 2 weeks, which is normal.
I was putting oil in my car yesterday, which is like the worst day to do it, but my car just needed it. And it's about as old as I am. So it's like when I start it up and it takes like five
It's not
minutes
old.
for it to start running. A 30 year, almost 30 years for a car. That's old. And
Yeah.
I'm
What do you
started up.
drive?
I drive a Camry, Toyota Camry, but when I got it, it had under 150,000 miles, so it's only at 160,000. So
Okay.
it'll run good if I take care of it. And so I was trying to get the oil in there. Wind was 43 miles an hour. Do you know how fucking hard that is? It's like trying to piss in a Cheerio. It's impossible. You're sitting there like I'm trying to pour the oil. I got oil all over my shoes, and I put a whole quart in it. And then I checked the dipstick thing, and it didn't even look like I added any in there. It still was saying empty. I was like,
Oh man.
what are we talking? Do I need to buy another one? And possibly I'll have to go do that when the wind dies down. But the wind is making the temperature feel like negative 10. So it's like just
Yeah, wind chill.
I was like, I told my girl, I was like, I'll do your car tomorrow or another day when it's not that windy because that was just ridiculous. Within like 5 minutes, I couldn't feel my hands. It took them like 20 minutes to get feeling back in them. I was like, ah,
um, like, did your light come on like that day and you're like, oh, I have to act fast, or did you like,
so my
hey,
car's
it's been
my
a couple
car's weird.
months.
It's been the light like all the sensors when it gets super cold, they'll all start popping on. It looks like a Christmas tree on my dash. And so I'm
Hmm.
like, I know my car. Like for instance, we were sitting in the car and my car didn't have heat. So like dealing with this cold, I'm just driving in the cold and I go to work at like midnight. So it's like freezing.
Oh,
And so like me and my girl sitting in the car and I just hear her go, because like I'm trying to flick the heat and it's not coming on. And then I just got mad and started punching the dash. And on the second punch, she's like, that's not gonna. And then it kicked back on. And I was like, I'm the fucking Fonz. And you were there for that. Because it happened years ago, the same thing. I punched it. It has to be some type of wiring thing that's just not connected correctly. But then like all the lights, like the oil light started coming on when I started braking and stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I got to figure out what that is. And then it was so cold, the suspension was messed up. Like I was driving and it felt like I was in a dune buggy just bouncing all around. And then when it warmed back,
Crunchy, yeah, yeah.
then it warmed back up, it went back to normal. And I was like, okay, well, the cold, I think this is like the coldest it's been in like a very long time, which is like all those climate people, like, come on.
Mm.
I was fighting that fight.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so you guys don't usually. decent. I mean, obviously your car is not used to that kind of climate up here. Like people, when it gets cold, people have block heaters where they literally plug the front of their car in to keep the engine warm overnight because it gets so cold. We don't usually do it here, like when like out Western Canada when it's like minus 50, minus 60 there, just so that they can ensure their car starts in the morning. But I find up here is the worst thing about winter is, I mean, like I can't really, you probably hate me. I drive a Tesla, so like I'm like I can't.
Why would you say I hate you? I don't care if you drive a Tesla.
I don't know. I just assumed everyone hates Teslas, right? But I just got it because I do so much driving. And I'm like,
I
I got
think
a
the
couple of years.
Cybertrucks look like shit, but that's about it.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple around like where we live. And yeah, it's just, it looks like someone, like a 5-year-old's drawing basically of what a futuristic car looks like. I mean, it's different, but I mean, push that aside though. Like, I just don't like salt. We use salt up here to basically clear the ice off our roads or anything before a snowstorm, and it just cakes your car, cakes the undercar. Go. Do you guys use sand up there?
We don't use sand, we use salt though.
Salt, yeah, but not much, buddy.
Well, we surprisingly, I understand what you mean, but like my car's a beat up car. Like it looked crappy on the outside. I used to take my dog out all the time to drive her around, and she used to lean out the car like Scooby Doo. So there's millions of scratches all down the passenger side. So like
Oh,
I'm just like whatever. I'm like I don't care so much about cleaning the outside. I do care about the inside being clean, and like when you get in, like I have a vacuum for it and I take care of it. But you mentioned something earlier.
good man. Yeah.
I did not know. I know you asked me about ADHD episodes and information about ADHD because Emily was looking at it. You said you're on ADHD medicine because I'm on it too now. I started taking that about almost a year ago. I take Adderall though.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah. I always knew I had it. Because I just was all over the map. A lot of noise in my head. I didn't realize the symptoms. I didn't really even look into it. I was just that kind of bouncy off of guy, and the only way I could deal with stress or anything was weed, right? So that's why I smoked every night. And then my sister got on it a few months before. She was telling me obviously the positive benefits with that. And then my wife started taking the Vyvanse a few months after that. I couldn't keep up with her. The change in her, the focus, the drive, just the emotional regulation. Like it was, I was just like, oh man, like I'm falling in comparison. Like I can't keep up with her. So that's not why I started taking the meds. Like we were going to go on a road trip and I didn't have much sleep the night prior. So she's like, oh, just have one of my 30 milligram Vyvanse. And
30 mils.
yeah, is that,
It's funny. The same conversation with me and my lady. I was she couldn't go to sleep and she wanted to do a bunch of stuff that didn't have the motivation. So I was like, here's an Adderall, and I gave her like a 10, like a small one. Dude,
yeah.
whole apartment was clean. Everything was all done. Like everything closed for like the whole week. We're all lined up. And I was like, did you go to bed? She's like, no. I was like, take another one of these today because we're moving your mom's house. And I do not want you
Yeah.
passing out while we're trying to move stuff because then that's going to suck.
Oh, it blocks out everything. Like you have to be mindful. You're like, if you eat, then you're like, that helps it. But I know I remember taking because my oldest son's he's been on a slew of ADHD meds because he got diagnosed with anxiety too. He's been on mixed salts, Adderall and everything. And right now he's on bifenton, which we find it working. But um, we went to his pediatrician about 3 or 4 months ago, and she just showed a chart on basically the potency of like the strength of ADHD meds, and 5 AS was probably on the lower end of the spectrum. So I think that's why you need a higher milligram dose. But I mean, like I started off at 20, 30, and ever since then, it was just like, as soon as I started taking it, I'm like, wait, my emotional regulation. Like I used to get in moods. I couldn't control my moods. Like everything would be going right that day, but for some reason I'm in a bad mood, and it just dragged me and whoever was around me down. And I'm just like, I didn't know how to explain it, right? So then ever since taking those meds, it just helps kind of keep you looking forward. Sometimes almost too much hyper focus. So that's right now. That's my issue. Is I mean, I'm so busy with the printing, but yes, then you got a family and a wife and kids and stuff. So I need to. That's the hardest thing is trying to find balance. Where my wife just took a week off by Vance, and she said after taking, it's nice to take a obviously med break. So I think that's what I'm going to have to need to do because she just took a week off and she just had it took her pill there yesterday. Did she get that euphoric feeling in the morning again? Like it was like the first time. Like yeah. I've missed 1 day in a year and a half, so I need to take some time.
That's well, I mean, that's what
That's
you're
good though
supposed.
for you.
That's what you're supposed to do. Is you're supposed to do like an on and off type thing. It helps you keep from adjusting to it because you'll adjust to it pretty quickly, and then they have to keep jumping up the dosages. Like I think my therapist, who I don't want to say it in case she's listening, but I'm pretty sure she's okay.
She's always listening.
Skip forward. Um, some doctors prescribe like 95 milligrams to some people like of Adderall, and that's amphetamines. That's a lot, and it's really not good for your heart. I mean, I use it in a stupid way. Like I'll take it and I'll do 6 hours of cardio, like just for fun. Keeps me
Yeah, you're.
locked in, bro.
Are you off the energy drinks though? At least.
I do one occasionally. I had one this morning because I fell asleep at like 7,
Yeah.
and then I woke up at like 1 a.m. and I was like refusing to get up out of bed because I was just so tired. I spent all day yesterday just going around doing things. I had to go see my nephews and all this type of stuff and got them gifts and everything like that. So it was like a big thing. And then if I'm doing a podcast, like I took one at midnight. So then I was able to lock in for my workouts and cardio and all that. And then I showered, cooked up my girl's breakfast, made her a lunch, and then I hopped right here. So like I like getting stuff done early in the morning when no one's up because I don't have to work around other people. But like if I'm at work and I take an Adderall, like I have to take like one dose to be before the shift a couple hours and then another one kind of towards the end if I'm going to stay locked in. But then I usually try not to take it on weekends or if I'm just hanging with my girl because she doesn't like it because she's like,
Yeah.
you don't talk as much. I was like, well, I'm fucking sorting stuff out in my head. I realize I don't have to talk a whole lot. But if you're doing a podcast, you want to talk.
Exactly right. Yeah, you have maybe you're talked out if you just after a podcast. Like, yeah, I just find you find it. That's good to hear though, Robbie. I'm glad for you, man. And obviously, it's do you find like with Adderall, does it stay in your system? Like I know with Vyvanse, I'll take it at like maybe 5 or 6 in the morning, then I'll take like 30, then I'll that's where I'm staying at. And then 10 milligrams at like 12 o'clock, then I'm good. Then I'll probably crash around 8 or 9 p.m. But like, do you find Adderall kind of the effects are long, or do you have to like have a dose every X amount of hours?
It's usually every X amount of hours. Like for instance, Walter Kosminski. I think I had him on my show. I believe that's his last name. He's been on a couple of times to talk about ADHD medication and kind of the myths behind it. And of course, I talked to the other side.
Yeah.
He was trying to expose it to me. He's like, you can take it once it's off. It's like you're done. That's it. It's not like you have effects of like I need another dose. Some people like the feeling, and that's what they might talk about. But as soon as you're
Mm,
done taking it, it's out. Like you're back to. It's not something that you have to wean off. It just stops.
exactly.
So that to me that was the big pull in, which was like you if you don't like it, you can just not take it. Like weed, it's cool you smoke it, but then like the next day you kind of feel it, and then like you just want to get high again. And with this, like you just take it, and if you don't want to take it, you don't have to take it. It's not like you're gonna die or go through withdrawal or anything like that, which I think is a big selling point. And again, I get people's whole opinion about dosing their kids and what the pharmaceutical industries are and all that. And I don't think that's incorrect. I just think like it's on a more understanding basis that a lot of these things help a lot of people. And you kind of have to look at it like that. Like usually ADHD people that are non-medicated attract each other. So that's why we're friends. That's why me and my girl are in a relationship. She's got ADHD, but she's unmedicated. And I just noticed certain symptoms and stuff that would increase if they were on something. But again, don't feel like it controls your life type deal. If it helped you get into 3D printing, it helps you print out orders, good. But you mentioned it, the work family balance. You do have responsibilities and you do have people that want to see you and spend time with you. But again, you told me you did the 3D printing because the kids weren't interested in doing the cereal stuff anymore.
Well, no, yeah, they still ask from time to time, to be honest with you. Like if we get to see a certain cereal in the grocery store, they'll be like, "God, we're overdue for one," because we just randomly used to do them. But I turned my high school account into the Rad Dad Prince. So I think I still have a YouTube channel. It's just fun to do. The editing was more or less the cherry on top, right? It was nice just to kind of mix it up. Like it's I took a lot of influence from like Eric Andre, kind of like his humor on YouTube. But yeah, no, I think it was just more or less just wanting to challenge myself. And I was always like, yeah, I want to do this. Like I always wanted to do 3D printing, but I'm just like, yeah, but I just basically have imposter syndrome. Like, yeah, I no, you can't do that, Dave. It takes too much work right now. You just have the drive to see everything through. You get so focused that you're just like, yeah, like, okay, the workaround that's with the printing, that's what I love doing. There's so much many workarounds. Like, um, what was one I've been doing? Let's just say my golf tees. Like I'm making simulator golf tees because like everyone in the printing community just say like, yeah, custom stuff's great if you can do a side job, but if you have something, if you can create a product and just be able to hit print on it and make some monthly income, that'd be nice. So for the past 2 months, that's been kind of like my main focus is just literally trying to. I went to some golf simulators and golf courses, emailed them, and they just said, "Hey, like we're using." I went to one that just opened. They're using these plastic little Amazon tees that just shatter within like a few hits. I'm like, you know what? Now, Dave, you got a little bit of CAD design down. Um, Reach out, and I sent a picture of basically to the simulator spot. I'm like, listen, I can 3D print, I can design and create one and test out. And that's where we've been at for the past 2 months is just reiteration. And like, I mean, basically it's one of the most difficult filaments because it's literally just like goo, right? But when you print it out, like it's just like, wow, that's cool. Oh yeah, the green screen. Anyways, so I've already filled a few orders, but like there's still some tweaks because I've been going to the simulator every 2 days, but I only have a half an hour because I don't want to spend any more money to try and break these things with my driver. So yeah, just dropping samples off. There's a lot of interest. So I'm like, you know what, this could go somewhere, obviously. Like,
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's a smart idea. I'm surprised you have the marketing skills to be able to see that. I could not see that of going to like, oh, go see golf tees. I would never have thought of that. But they always see that's the thing is, are they durable enough? And at the same time, what's your cost of printing this stuff? Is it expensive or is it like down so much newer technology it's easier to do?
well, yeah, I guess no one's going to probably be listening to this that hopefully owns the simulator, but they know obviously going to take into account time and design and stuff. So like to print this normal, like I have five T's, 54, 44, 33, 22, 11 millimeter. The set material cost is like around $2.50. And I'll sell like I've got some marketplace ads I've been just selling for $20 to $25 for a set of golf tees. So I mean, I mean, in the power, to be honest with you, I have five printers now, four are pretty much running all the time. And my costs are maybe 40, 50 extra bucks a month on my power bill. So it's minuscule. Um, so it's yeah, like in the filament itself, like you usually just use a PLA, which you can get on Amazon in bulk order for $15. That's 1,000 kilograms. And like say I'm doing a 250 kilogram print, it'll cost me like $3 or $4. I'll charge probably 50 to 70. And there's finally there's some people lurking on marketplace with some crappy pictures just saying like trying to think obviously copy the same thing, but I'm like good because there's so much of a demand for this that I've posted in what I'm doing on the Bamboo Lab. People from the States have been reaching out to me. Hey, I just got into this. Like, can you like screenshot your marketplace ad? Because like my marketplace ad's getting nothing, right? And I found you just have to explain it to the consumer, right? Like my title is, hey, about to go on Amazon? Think again. Like, or have you ever, did you think 3D printing was just for figures or models? Think again, right? And you pretty much have to, in the description, explain, like, listen, I can print it like tables, like home decor, like automotive parts. Like you can use ASA, like you can use ABS, you can use part, like it's just ridiculous. So,
How much is
anyways,
like
that's what
what
how they marketed.
wait, what's your wide range like when it comes to like the simple things you do with the 3D printer compared to someone that puts in like a wacky order? Like I saw you do a Batman mask one time, and I don't know if you ended up painting it or doing it something different to it, but did you customize it at all? Like I feel like that would be the whole thing for a lot of people looking for certain like you can go buy a cheap plastic one from Walmart for like $5 or something. But I would rather order one that was like more designed and felt more realistic, but at the same time had its own style to it, like an out of the blank fucking Batman mask. I'd be wearing that in my free time.
So is that an order? I'll start working on that. Send me your measurements.
Dude, if anything, make me something Dragon Ball Z related.
Oh, I can do anything for you.
I
I'll
love
get it.
Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Z.
We'll figure out what you want, man. I'll print it for you and put my special touch on it and send you something down. But yeah, like I mean you could I mean it's I thought it was just me getting files online, press and print, like say the Batman mask. We worked with one guy I didn't get his measurements. He just sent them to me. So it was tough, man. When you don't only know, like basically nose tip to the back of the head, your width from temple to temple, like, and then how wide, like, it's so, right now I'm doing a Titanfall a helmet for a guy, a pilot
Oh
helmet.
shit.
And like, I'm like, I want to triple check. Like, I'm gonna have him over again, like, again to get his measurements. But at least I have these little calipers called cosplay calipers where you can basically just, yeah, just use that as, measure it out. So, um, and then my wife Emily, and you know Emily, obviously,
Of course,
my
she has the
wife.
same last name as me.
I know,
Practically related.
are squared. That'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it?
What if she was related to me?
Yeah, she's been
Hell
on
no.
Ancestry and all.
We'd freaking go hang out all the time. It'd be like a cousin-in-law
Yeah.
or something.
Man, I want one of those things. Yeah, like she would literally use wood filler, Bondo, like body filler to like obviously get rid of the layer lines. And then she used acetone, which was nice. One time you basically put it in like a plastic container and seal it up, and then you just put some acetone on it, and the vapor basically just, yeah, it fumigates the thing and gets rid of the layer lines. And then
That's how I used to clean
that
jet skis is with acetone.
Jesus, man, it's pretty much like paint there, like a liqueur, like
Yeah, it's rough. You walk out of that shack where you're doing the jet skis, and after like 12 jet skis, you're kind of a little bit loopy.
oh man, it's a new drug, right? Yeah, we haven't used that. So thank God Halloween's like over, but um
Why Halloween? What's wrong with Halloween?
Halloween, no, Halloween was tough because everyone wanted a mask last minute, right? But then I think I underquoted so many people in the beginning that I didn't really realize the spectrum of work that needed to be done. So now I'm just like, and I was desperate for work. I was literally every weekend I'd be driving around all weekend delivering. Now I have a little pickup box up in the front and like, you guys come to me. And I was giving people unrealistic timelines. Like they'd message, and at one point I had like a list of 40 prints that I had to do, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll get that to you in 2 weeks, right?" Some of them took like a month, and then some of the customers have actually made friends with. One of the first guys I started printing with, like I've probably printed him like 30 or 40 or 50 different things, and now he paints all this stuff and finishes it. So now I got now like, hey, if you want some free prints, like listen, I need this painted, I need this finished. And so we have a good little system. And I have another guy too named Jared, who kind of got me into printing. He's been doing it for 10 years. I was all afraid to talk to him about it.
Subway
Back,
Jared?
no, no.
You said he's been doing it for 10
Uh,
years. I was like, he's away for 10 years.
I know, yeah, yeah. He does it from jail, right? Like
Yeah,
he
he's running the Diddy
yeah.
thing.
My kid always says Diddy. I'm like, stop saying it.
They'd
You
say
don't
that in six,
understand.
seven. My girl's kids, she's got two around the same ages as your kids, and 6, 7 is the thing, and it doesn't tick me off. It didn't tick me off until someone explained it, and then I saw the video, and I was like, this is what it stemmed from, and then I'm like, this is stupid, and now it's ticking me off.
The stuff they watch is just brainwash. Like it's just, and then now I find with my kids, they talk to their friends like when they're face to face, like they're online. Like they have to say their name repeatedly, like they're trying to get their attention, like they're on a headset. I'm like, you guys are right beside each other. You don't have to stop. It's weird, right? And like, cause my youngest is always on the VR, right? Listening to all the other like 50 kids that are on there, like screaming. It's hilarious. It's funny. And then my oldest kid, Braxton, who, I mean, he loves Roblox. He's been creating levels. He gets kids to come on every weekend. And
I'm hesitant on that one, man, because I think even my girl doesn't let her oldest play Roblox because of the creepy stuff that goes on there. Like people trying to pick up other people or get them to meet in real life and all that, like the catch a predator type stuff that happens
I
on
did not
Roblox.
hear about that.
You got to look it up, dude. It's pretty bad. Like the guy who does the show Catch a Predator says Roblox is one of the worst platforms that he deals
Really?
with. So many of like he deals with catching people like hundreds of people a year, and he says a lot of them stem from Roblox because they'll just type into the chat like hey, and they'll become friends with some kid and they'll be acting like another kid, and then they might say they live in the same
Oh,
area, do you want to meet up, and the kid, a lot of kids play that around the ages 13, 14, 15 area, take their bike somewhere where this location is, and next thing you know it's a fucking older like man. And yeah, this was like a big
yeah.
thing. Like there's a big scandal with Roblox, and they're trying to do stuff where you need an age limit for it. Kitty, um, do you 3D print stuff for that cat?
No, sorry, keep going, man. I'm just gonna say he's a munchkin though. The wife got him. His legs won't grow.
He looks tiny.
Yeah, he's literally like 6 or 7 months. So his legs are like he's stumpy. He's a dwarf basically. He's a midget cat. He's got that genetic mutation to him.
I don't think you can say midget.
Midget, oh yeah, sorry, little person.
I'm kidding. I don't care. Um, I don't know what the proper term would be. All I heard is R. Kelly say midget in a song one time. Um,
Vertically challenged.
yeah, inclined maybe. That's a
Yeah, and
stripper.
declined.
That might be a stripper. Um, no, but yeah, but the Roblox thing is an issue. But again, here's the thing, and this is interesting. You your kids move on to like the iPad, the tablets, the devices. So then you got to find something to do because they don't really necessarily want to have the hangout time. But then people say you should have more hangout time with your kids. Well, no offense, but like they don't want that a lot of times now, especially now with the iPad and stuff. Like
Yeah,
I'll ask if they want to go play Pokemon Go. I got back into that game because of the kids and everything. Now I'm addicted to it, and they're like not even playing it. They're playing 40 other things on a tablet or playing the Switch or something like that. I'm like, they don't want to go outside. And we got them 2 bikes for Christmas. It has been cold, but there's not a point because kids don't want to do all that stuff. They want to do the easy thing, which is the iPad. And that's like us with like Xbox when I was growing up. But
yeah.
it's not so easy to say, like, you got to get your kid outside and disconnect them from the device. My brother and his kids, they have limited screen time, very limited. Like they weren't introduced to pizza. I think we talked about it like 5 years ago for the longest time.
Jesus.
So it's like I watch how they go, but now like I bought them a game for when I saw them yesterday. They stayed upstairs playing Minecraft. It's so funny though because my mom said something to him was like, "Are you guys still playing that video game?" And like the middle one, Jules, just goes, "No." And then like she was like, "Then what are you guys doing up there?" And he goes, "Oh, you misheard me. We are still playing." And I was
Oh,
just like, I was literally like looking. I was like, dude, if you would have lied, right, I would have not corrected
yeah.
you, and I knew what you were doing upstairs. Like I would have let it go and let it slide, but he just like bailed out middle of the thing. But it wasn't. I misheard you. You misheard me. I said, no, we are still playing. So I just thought it was funny and like seeing the brain development and the whole course change from when I was a kid to them being kids. And then also what my parents talk about them being kids and how things used to go. It's like, it's just, can't use the same parenting strategies. You can't get upset if your kid's playing on the tablet all the time. That's the age right now is that. The only issue is now you got to stop people from getting these kids.
Cat. Sorry, man. I think the facade of like you need to get out and do stuff with your kids, obviously, it's a generational thing. And as time goes on, like just think of what they're gonna say to their kids when they get older. Like there was no pretty much outside. Like I think getting after your kids about, hey, go get some fresh air, go touch the grass and all that stuff. And it's nice though, to be honest with you. I need to do it more. Like just a couple of weeks ago, like my kids aren't really sportish. Like my youngest one likes sports, my oldest one likes tech and all that stuff. But we just went out on the lake. I mean, it was frozen, so we just went out and just ran around. And I had a golf club and a golf ball, so I was hitting it for them. This sounds like we're playing catch, right? But and and then there's a road where they just like bumps, right? So they just like little things, right? But I find with my oldest one with his anxiety, like he has to have a plan. Like he's just like, all right, I'm gonna get up. Hey, Dad, I'm gonna go on the PC for this amount of time, and then like, what do we have to do today? Like he needs to like I think he needs to wrap around his head and like a plan for the day. He's only 12, right? But so if anything, I mean, deters that plan or differentiates from it, that's when it's just like, no, no, I don't want to do it, right? So I don't know with COVID and everything, and I think there's a whole different generation of these kids. Like I mean, I think they're just less they're social online, but they don't want to get out. Like I just dropped my oldest one off to his buddy's place for a play date. I don't know why he says play date. That's the first time he's asked to go to a friend's place in years because
Is
they're
that
always playing
because of
online
COVID?
together.
Oh, okay. So it's not just because of COVID or anything.
No, I think just maybe they just feel more comfortable being themselves behind a screen. I don't know.
I feel like it's easier too. I mean, it gives you ease of access. You don't have to ride your bike. I used to have to ride my bike to my buddy's house. That was like 25 minutes away just to play Xbox because we didn't have the online as big as it was now. But like now, like, I don't know. I find like, I don't know. My girl's kids really don't talk about hanging out with friends as much. Like at school is one thing, but like when they're home, it's playing games and they're not really online. They're just kind of playing Super Smash. They'll light up. Like for Pokemon Go, that was a thing we could all get out of the house and go do something together.
I remember that.
And then it started raining a lot and then it was cold. And I was like, well, we got to find something to do. So I just created a bunch of fake Pokestops by our house. So we don't really have to leave. They can still get the same benefits here without us going to the park where there's stops. I just created fake ones everywhere. So, and I noticed like they send you an email of how many people use it. I had like 156 people use my Pokestops, and like 567 times it was used total. So
Oh,
between
that's
those,
cool.
and it's funny because like the people go here, I just took pictures of parks in different places, and I acted like they were here. So that's the Pokestop.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
like when they get here, they're like, where the fuck's the park? Is there's no park here. It's just there's nothing. It's a cornfield.
Sounds like it sounds like a new twist on geocaching a little bit. And obviously, you don't get the spoils, but
They got in
yeah,
trouble
I remember
for it.
that.
Niantic made the most accurate Google map ever, like the most, because all these people they track your location using Pokemon Go to tell where
Yeah,
you're at, and you get like steps for walking. Well, everyone was walking to go and find Pokemon when the first game first came out. And they were just making a giant map, basically the most accurate GPS possible of like every detail. People would put in spots, and they have people that review them to see if they're accurate or not. I just beef mine up to make them seem like they're real, and people, hopefully I get a lazy person that just want to actually review it, just swipes yes on it. I've had some denied, just stupid ones. Like my girl's name's Claudia, and she made like a charcuterie board. I took a picture of it, and I was like, I was like, Claudia's eats, and I put it down. She's like, Robbie, I don't want people knowing where I live. And I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of random people just walking in the backyard trying to get there.
no, no, it's still a thing now too, isn't it? Like
It's
I
yeah,
remember being like 10,
it's
50 years ago.
it's still big. It's not as big as it was. I actually pulled over at like near my work to do a Pokemon gym to try and win because they're the kids. They can't go out on their own and go do stuff. They're 10 and 6, so I gotta like go and get it while I'm at work or something, or if I'm driving to work, or if I see a gym and a monster or something, I would go and battle it to win them that and trade it to them. And I pulled over, and this guy's like, "Are you Uber Eats?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, Pokemon Go. He's like, "Oh, people still play that?" I was like, "Surprisingly, there's like a lot of communities of people that play it."
Geez, and you hear the cards being sold for millions of dollars. Like, I wonder if the company that did obviously make Pokemon Go, I wonder if they took all that data they got from the location services and like basically the map to sell it. Maybe was that kind of like their so that was maybe their second main goal, obviously, or just their
Well, the issue was they didn't tell people that's what they were doing. People were just thought they were creating a Pokemon map, and then these people are like, "No, we're going to sell this to a company that can use the technology to make more accurate GPSs," and everybody wants that information. So they sold it for like a high number. But I was like, "Damn!" Like all these people just thought they were doing something for playing a childhood game, and you were just using them for business.
is it still active? Is the if I download the
Yeah,
Pokemon Go, obviously,
I
you're
was
still
playing
using it,
before we got
right?
on
But
here.
I know, fuck, man. I was printing a Charizard there last weekend.
What?
It took me four times because it was on a circle pedestal, and then when you're printing, you basically have to use these things called tree supports that basically hold up any overhangs to keep anything from sagging when they're basically it's just belted plastic, just drawing a picture, right? And then I kept on saying you're supposed to have it on the build plate. I had it on build plate only, so there was no actual supports that grew off of the actual pedestal stand it was on. So it didn't support the belly, it didn't support the hands. So finally, I got it printed, and yeah, it's his little tongue. That was the hardest part. Like he had his little tongue there, trying to get the little tree supports off that. But the most satisfying thing is you can basically change the. It's down to like a point three of a millimeter space. You can basically change settings so that like you can leave the perfect gap between the support and this so that it just breaks off. It's almost satisfying. I'm sure it's in the ASMR videos watching people take supports off with pliers. Oh, it's such a good feeling.
Are you better for knowing how to do all that stuff? Because you sound like an expert with the 3D printing stuff. I know you say you're not, but to me, a novice that doesn't know anything about it, it seems very complicated. But you've gotten so hyper focused into it. You seem like you learned a lot about it. Will you say that it's been a benefit for you? At least you got a business guy. You take about 4 or 5 printers going. You know, that's crazy, man. You definitely turned it into something. I mean, that's definitely, I would say a check in your category if it worked out for you. I see you have the ability to manifest it. You just don't apply it. And I think the ADHD meds helped you apply it. And now you're doing, really good with it. But the 3D printing thing has always been like amazing to me because I'm sure you get a whole host of crap from people when it comes to people that want to like handmade, no machine involved art. And I'm like, why don't we just adapt to
Yeah.
the whole standard of like, this is the age now and it's a tool. We use it as such.
No, exactly. I mean, you're just using a computer, but at the same time, you have to use skills. You have to use problem solving skills. There's so many workarounds. Like I was doing a lot of AI, like just people were sending me the pictures of themselves. I can put that into, I was just using ChatGPT. I'm like, okay, listen, take this picture, make it more, generate a picture a little more bobblehead like, so I can use this image. And then there's a thing called Maker Lab, which turns your image to a 3D mesh, which is cool because then you literally have a program where I put the picture in, and it generates a bobblehead model with the color and all and whatever they're wearing in the picture. So then I have to translate that to basically my bamboo slicer, like my printer slicers. That's where you basically change settings. You basically get everything set up. And the hardest part would take me it'd take me 3 or 4 hours is when basically that imports into your program. All the color is just skewed. Like you have like it's splashed everywhere. So then you have to repaint the whole model so that it has clean lines, like a shirt to like skin like hair to oh. I was like, that'll be my niche. But after doing that for a few weeks, I was like spending 5 or 6 hours on these things, and I was always charging $50. And but yeah, it's different. I mean, like my wife is a true artist. Like she can sit down and make a beautiful card or paint a beautiful picture. Like she's got like the motor skills for it. I feel like this is a little bit different where you've got basically just a mouse and a keyboard, but obviously I feel like you're still using your own intuition and and creativity. And that's the way I look at it now. I have an output for creativity. If I'm not, I can only draw a stick man, but if you put me on a program to print you off something cool, then I can do that. I don't know.
Not everybody has the hand for, drawing stuff. I don't really do that. Like, but if I can use AI art, and just put in the idea that's in my head and it helps me manifest it, I still created that. Like, it's not going to go without the prompts. It might have created it from a bunch of different things, but
Yeah.
I think that's how you got to look at it.
Shortcuts.
I've had more of an understanding of AI after talking with so many people about it, but like I do like handcrafted stuff. Like if I see it, yeah, but there's not a lot of people that are doing that anymore because not that they don't feel like they can't. It's just that there's a lot more access to people that can 3D print stuff and more access to people that even that's niche, but compared to people doing the handcrafted wood turtles I used to see all the time, like
Yeah.
from some dude carving it out of like some balsa wood that's aged 800 years or something like that. There's not a guy that's wanting to put the time and effort into that if they're not because working and everyone's kind of working, it's not easy just to be retired anymore.
No, no. I mean, yeah. And that takes actual time. Like, yeah, handcrafted stuff like that. Yeah, we just went to a craft show and I was just like amazed by the stuff. Somebody made masks out of like leather. She's just like, I'm like, how long have you been doing this for? She's like, since COVID. And just like she has a perfectly stitched like Deadpool mask. I'm like, my God, this must take a lot of time. She's like, yeah, I didn't know nothing about it. Just focused on it during COVID. And now like I can, I mean, it takes me probably 2 days, 2 to 3 days to make these and sell them. And I mean, at least she found her craft. And then my 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 wife's mom, she's been doing it for 30 years. She started at craft shows, and all she does is she goes to cheerleading competitions every weekend now, all across basically the Maritimes, which is the 3 or 4 provinces. And she just makes like cheer accessories, like cheerleading, cheer bows, and all that stuff. And she takes her stands and everything. She spends all year basically down in her little craft room making this stuff. And she loves it though. I mean, she retired a few years ago, and it's good way to good means of income though. Or, but I'm like, and then she sees the 3D printing, and then like I knew she was kind of like, oh, 3D printing, yeah, there's a few people that do that. And I mean, obviously, I think she's come around where she's sending me stuff. She's like, oh, Dave, you can 3D print this, or like, we were going to 3D print some, where is it, fidgets.
Mm,
One sec.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Fidget
So you
spinners.
just, or you just buy the clickers from Amazon. You could just print that, or do not press. Anyways, I guess there's a few print farms in the States, and that's the biggest item is just fidgets.
You should try looking at collectibles, like when it comes to the small accessories for kids. I know, like with like my girls' kids' school, like fourth grade and kindergarten and all that. all keychains, book bag charms, stuff like that. That's like really interesting to them. And we're always looking on like, do you just use Facebook Marketplace or do you use like Temu, all these other sites? That would be the best thing, like Mercari and all these. Someone in your area, you can ship it to them or have them come pick it up, and they'll pay for like anything, like little Bakugan or little cards or little things like accessories for the collectibles, because that whole market has came back with the whole nostalgia thing. The whole collectible market is back now,
Oh,
and
and
it's
then
booming
yeah,
if
like
anything.
no, I've tried Etsy. There's so many. It's overwhelming the amount of stuff you can do and like focus on. Like every time you meet someone, like, oh, this is cool. You should do this and this. I'm like, I want to do everything, but I mean, I just want to at least pick certain obviously niches and kind of go with that, right? And I mean, if at the same time, I just don't want to be following trends that like, oh, I don't like this or I know nothing about it, but I'm just gonna print it to make a money. I just want to feel like I have more of a like an emotional connection. That's why with the golf, I'm like, that's my biggest passion growing up was golf. If I could somehow tie that into 3D printing and make a profit and benefit from it, it'd be kind of cool. But then I just got a resin printer a couple months ago because there was one guy, Warhammer. I'm sure you know Warhammer. I've literally this guy is I've just print Warhammers for him, and there's like little 2 inch figures, and my God, they're so hard, they're so intricate, and I've ripped off so many heads. But like, yeah, he'll just repaint them. He's got thousands of them in his basement, and literally, like, he just every couple of weeks, he's just like, "Yep, I need 15 of them. I'll charge him $10 each," and they're like, "Yeah, it's definitely a different way of printing because you just got to put some goo in a tub, and then UV flashes it and basically brings it out." I'm like, oh, cool. I think my cat likes you, Robbie.
I like the collectible stuff. I noticed, especially with my generation, is big. I think every friend of mine has at least like a display set in their house. I thought about doing it because I got like I don't want this black curtain behind me the whole time. My girl was gonna put plants and stuff all up there, and we just gotta choose. I was like, should I wait longer to do it? Because I didn't even know if I was gonna come back to talking and doing podcasting again because it was just getting things change, situations change, but I like having little like collectibles, the Funko Pop things. I got a John F. Kennedy one on my table over here. Like I like those little things, but I want to get shelves and like movie posters. So I get the Funko Pop of the movie. For instance, me and her for a date, we saw the new Jurassic Park movie, the world one.
Oh yeah, how was it?
It was good. I liked it. I mean, Scarlett Johansson's in it, so if you like Scarlett
Yeah,
Johansson,
yeah, yeah.
but I was saying like get the Funko Pop for that, and then get the movie poster, and then we have our movie tickets, and we put it with that, and we just display it in the house because like I like putting stuff up on the walls and stuff like that. But I mean, printing out stuff like picture frames, customized ones. I mean, everybody's looking for those. We saw a bunch of them in Ross the other day, where I was like, dude, 3D print. I buy her ramen bowls everywhere I go. I find a ramen bowl like a Naruto one or Dragon Ball Z one. That's a great market. People want that type of stuff. And you just sell it on Temu. She was on some app she told me to download. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, just watching some person live sell. It's like a eBay type thing, like bid on it, and it's like an auction, and it's just live videos of people just selling it. And someone buys it immediately. She got like 5 cups. She didn't mean to, but she got 5 cups for her kids, and they're supposed to be coming here Wednesday, and they're huge ass like tumbler things. And I'm like, people can just 3D print anything, and you can go on here and then just load it up, and people will buy it. I mean, Facebook Marketplace is good.
Yeah.
Temu, all these other ones is I started realizing people use that because it's usually cheaper, and they'll do that. And especially if it's in your area, they'll do stuff where it's located in your area, like Facebook does, so you can actually find a whole audience of people. And I'm telling you, like the guy who does Warhammer stuff, there's a giant market for that right now because everything is way too expensive. Like a 5 set of Warhammer stuff, I'm not saying it's the accurate price, but could be like $500. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
everywhere you go is like everything is rigged up now, like an extra 20, $30. Freaking household appliances. I'm constantly buying like just cool stuff for the house. Like my grandma passed away. I was able to get a bunch of like utilities and stuff from that, which is cool. Like we have a table and a bunch of cool accessories and stuff I grew up when I was a kid, like seeing all the time, like stuff. But household appliances like spatulas, 3D printing the rubber parts that goes on the top of that. You can make an adjustable one so you can use different heads on the same stick. That'd be amazing.
Oh man, it's crazy. Like that's what I'm doing right now. Like just learning how to do the golf tee. I learned a lot of workarounds in this. I use the Shaper 3D CAD program, which is cool because it's expensive subscription, so I want to use it, but at the same time, like once you put a model together, you can hit visualization, which makes it look like it's like in real life. And I know on the VR too, you can basically, there's a program for it. So you can say like, you can model something, you want to see it, how it looks on your table. You put the VR goggles on, you go into the Shaper 3D and you pick obviously your model and you place it down so you can see what it would look like with its actual dimensions in comparison to its environment. I'm like, that's pretty neat. And for the wife right now, she, like, we always have just clutter, like, you want to do a throwaway dish or something like that. I originally was just going to make a notebook kind of stand, almost like a phone holder. That I turned it into basically, I put in I'm printing it right now. The start of it just Emily's belongings basically, and it's got like I put a little like a little. It's almost like the shape, obviously. I'd say maybe 23-degree angle backwards, and it's got like basically a stand for the phone with obviously a hole in it so you can plug it in. Same with the watch, a little pocket in it as well, basically to put some belongings. Just an organizer. I'm just like, that's cool, and that's exactly like people want useful things these days too as well. So like it'd be nice to create a few models that are useful for around the home. Spatula, like that's a good idea. And I'm gonna go on Temu after this too because the wife's always on Temu, but I didn't know like anybody can sell on there.
Yeah, anybody can, and it's just like another app's Mercari. I use that for like people that would sell stuff at a yard sale. You can find stuff on, but like, dude, I've looked on like TikTok. You can sell. Do you have a TikTok or no? You get a pen
Yeah,
and
my
paper.
golf tees do. No, I'm gonna write down that what Ricari.
Yeah, MERC. I'm doing an ad for them right now. Can I send it to you after we get done talking? I'm not
Sorry,
doing
man.
them a
You guys
free
got a pen
ad.
and paper.
You gotta pay me for
I'm
that.
used to you having yeah, used to be having cereal bits in my beard. They're just like, Dave, come on. You guys got a pen and paper, eh?
What do you call
Oh,
it?
I'm not still not as mature as you.
Tick. I wish I was mature. I'm just, yeah, just hanging out. I guess I don't know. I am immature, very
Oh,
immature.
there's that smile.
Uh, TikTok. Like I got paid from TikTok for a while. I was getting like $100 a month off there, and it was accidental. I only use TikTok for the editing apps. I don't use my social medias for like the podcast. I post once a day, maybe. I just don't care for it. I care more about my personal stuff. But like for this, you can get sucked in, like you were saying, with social media, it becomes too much. When you start looking at like when should you post or what you have to do to make a proper post or watching other people's instructional videos on how to do it, I don't care for it that much. So, like for TikTok, I was using the editing app to make my videos and my little clips of just audio tapes I'd be listening to because that was more beneficial to learn from like Lyndon Johnson's presidency. It was soaking up information for me, but at the same time, I wanted it to be an online form so people can see what I had mentioned and see that here's the evidence for that. Trying to be factual, and surprisingly, my TikTok's at like 16,000 followers or something like that on there, and was not trying. I don't ever interact with anybody on that thing. I don't care for it, but that's what all the people use now. If you go to TikTok and you hit shop, I would use the $100 I'd get a month, and I would buy things from TikTok Shop. And there's stuff like I said, I wasn't even looking for, but it was just cool as hell, and I had to get it. Like you're going on there. I bought like my nephew, the oldest one, like a Gengar T-shirt from Pokemon. He didn't know that I had never seen it before, but it was Gengar in a ramen bowl, and it was like just something silly like that, and then like a random wall art that's really cool, neon signs and stuff, and you just see a bunch of things on there. You're like, damn, like this is pretty cool. You could sell on there.
Impulse.
Again, you
It,
need your creative edge. A lot of people do not have the stuff that you have in your head that you get these random ideas and this will be cool. Do it in your style. It doesn't have to be, as long as it's functional and it does the job. For instance, where like my phone, people have that thing, it's like a circular pad. They put their phone on, it charges it.
yeah.
Someone put that thing inside Gengar's tongue, and then it's Gengar, and you put the phone on Gengar's tongue, and it charges it. But also, like his arm that comes out can hold your watch and charge your smartwatch at the same time. People want something like that for their house. It's not silly. It's not childish. A lot of my generation likes that collectible stuff. Like everyone, we have in our room, I think some Stranger Things stuff that my girl likes, and like other things. Like you're still an adult, But this generation of adults and the ones coming up like these collectible, interesting things. It doesn't need to be bland wood all the time. So I think like you need to use your creative edge on that type of things when you're creating stuff, like with the iPad holder. I don't know if they all come out. Every time I see a 3D printed thing, it looks like alien technology. I don't know why. I don't know if that's the design or the template they put in there. But that iPad holder you had, you could easily find some things like it would be cool if it had this. And I know, you know, my kid complains about this, so I'll add this on there. But you use your own design to it and make it in your own style and make it a sport related thing or make it something. Everyone loves that stuff now.
No, exactly. You want to differentiate. Like it's easy. It's almost like an extension of yourself, right? Like you can buy these cool items that are functional that have a dual purpose, as you say, like you said, that holds your iPhone and watch. And like I just like people just want, I don't know, like they don't want cheap. Like it's not cheap. I mean, it's cheaper, obviously. It's probably cheaper to produce the stuff like that you buy on Amazon than it is obviously for the customization. But people want to, like, I don't know, yeah, they want something that speaks to them. And as well as like with me, like I did a Rad Dad brand. So that's like bright colors, like funky and stuff like that. Okay. I'm like, okay, how do you want people? Sure, you can have any product, but you want it to fit your branding and basically your theme, right? So people are not just buying your product, they're buying your brand as well, right? So it kind of speaks to them, right? Instead of just, oh, this is just some just generic, boring thing. Like, oh, like it's cool to throw your own twist and character on a product that you can offer to somebody else. Like that's what I was going to do. It's for a little cool little throwaway dish with an iPhone charger. I got swallowed up by the teas lately, but and then I can just do the like yes, it's, people take customizations. Just people send me what you want to do to them, and then yeah, I don't know, make it your own.
Well, even like half the stuff in like utility wise in the house, like if you're talking about kitchen appliances, is plastic. It's not necessarily even metal anymore. Use something where you can use detachable knife blades on like a customized knife holder. So like someone wants to customize one off of like an old show or a movie or something like that. Dude, I would pay to have like a cool Skyrim style knife holder. Like we have pans that have different clips, so it clips to different pans. Just one that's like a all around thing, and it can also clip in spatulas and something that's universal with different things. You can use different attachments, and you print the attachments with it, and you send it in a pack. And if people want to, that I guarantee you that'll spark off in a trend. But it's just like that type of stuff. Like you get older, you start walking around like all these home goods stores, and you're looking around, and people are already expecting to spend $60 on something. So I wouldn't worry so much about like what you're going to cost. It's going to be. I'd look at it more of like what is going to be something that they would really, really find fascinating. And surprisingly, all these people are into animes, are into all these cartoons and all that type of stuff. It's a huge market right now, especially with how like everything on TV now is animated. It's not even like real shows anymore. So it's like I would focus in that market, like join some of those communities on Facebook, like Pokemon Go and all that. See what everybody's complaining about. I had one dude print
Yeah.
on his phone screen a thing so you could always make a perfect throw every time because it stops your finger and it has like the lines and the measurements so it shows you what to do. And people, dude, everyone, how much? $100. Like some dude would just randomly pay that because that's what they need. And again, they're not going to be returning customers because they buy one or two. They're not going to need them anymore. Um, but it's still like, yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are looking for something like that, stuff to hold your phone up in the car or stuff to hold your phone in general, like those finger pop things. I'm still trying to get one, just because I'm too lazy to go to the store and get one. But they help out. You know, when you're walking and doing stuff like you feel like, oh yeah, I need that. Like for me now, I'm more like, what can I get that's going to actually benefit, like making things easier? Ice cube trays, bro. Print some of those suckers out, man. Kids love the random customizable ones. You make some cool designs and some things like that. Next thing you know, you got a whole avenue of people. But I'm not giving you marketing advice. You're doing fine. I'm just my brain's running off now of like, damn, I could use something that could hold my phone up or do
Well,
something
you
like
yeah,
that.
send me a list of what you want me to print, and I'll
Dude, all
definitely
I
get
want
some
from
stuff down to
you
you.
is if you got stickers or you got a T-shirt, because I'm gonna wear it on the show or have it on the show so I can do some free advertising for you.
I remember you had the out of blank stickers or the shirts. They were great. I'm just trying to think. I don't have my stickers around, but yeah, no, I'll send you some stuff down. Like that's what I do. I just send my like here's my business card. Like I'll send every time. Packaging is key. Like my wife bought some nice, cool like facey tissue paper, so I'll put that in a bag. At one point, I was splattering my golf tees, so I was splattering the bags with different neon colors too. And then in the bag, like I'll throw a couple like business cards that you can't even see. The wife did obviously that like that, the printing machine. And then just the logo itself, like I have a sticker, right? So people, a couple of people, which is nice, is just like I'm printing off for these architects that are right precise for their measurements, and they think I'm just as smart. And I'm like, okay, ChatGPT, where we're gonna go with this one. And then when we got the product that fits, they'll send me a picture, and it's cool to see. Hey, like, hey, thanks for the sticker, and they'll put the sticker on my print. I'm like, that's neat, right? It just and it's something to remind them, like, hey, where'd you get that from? You don't even have to ask because basically it's right on the product. But I'll have to start imprinting, basically embossing like my logo into obviously the designs because that's where the gray area is. Because I don't like going online and just taking anybody's because there's commercial use or non-commercial use, and obviously you can get trademark. You can get if you take somebody's model and obviously if they don't want if they want it private, but they seen you on Etsy selling it because that's everybody sells everybody else's models online, Etsy you can get some big trouble. Like I know one guy was making 10 grand a month off of literally just a bunch of household useful things. Not one model was his, right? He posted it on Reddit. And then not long after, there's another thread saying, yeah, he basically took his demise because basically he posted, he's like, look what I'm doing here. And all these people that were already on Reddit, like, hey, that's my model. That's my model. Why are you doing that? And he got banned. So, um, God, like, you just need a beard, man. You got like Thor. You got like Chris Hemsworth vibes
I
now.
wish.
Yeah.
I just need to be Australian. Um, in 6 feet 5, whatever he is. Uh,
No.
no, but yeah, I could see that stealing factor too. But that's kind of like, yeah, that is a gray area, wouldn't it be? Because if you're using a model, but you're customizing it and using it for someone that hasn't applied it to that yet, does that count as stealing?
No, I know. Like I changing the dimensions on it or the color or some little tiny detail, then obviously that basically it's not the same model anymore, but that creative idea that made that. I don't know. Like I was just printing off some Scrub Daddy holders. Do you want to see this?
I do want to see that
You
because
know
I
Scrub
know,
Daddy. I was
yeah, we have one.
1 second. I'll print one of these for you. Reminds me, I gotta message the lady. For a while, I was actually taking deposits, but now I'm like, hey, you have to send me a 50% deposit before I start working
Yeah,
on
so you
it.
don't bail out
You can
halfway
kind of
through.
see
That's pretty
it's
sick.
got a little pee. So the water comes out there, you know what? Wicked.
I would buy
Anyways.
that too. That's funny.
But no, I've made friends. Like I got one guy, I've been talking to him for months. I've been trying to print him a dump truck. He's like 60, he's a farmer. I think he's just lonely. He's basically gave all his life garbage to me, like his drama between his wife and all that stuff. And then like he's like sending me pictures like, oh look, we had another baby calf today. And I built up a rapport. I've never met him. And he even said like, you're gonna be surprised when you meet me. You're probably not like I don't look like what you're picturing.
This is starting to sound
So
like the Roblox stuff.
I know, eh? So he sent me money, and I've putting dump trucks is tedious, and it's been 3 or 4 months, and I feel bad. I'm just like the last guy basically took all his money and basically ran, right? So I'm just like I'm being mindful. I'm like, hey man, sorry I haven't talked to you in a couple of days. Like I'm not gonna run away with your money. But then again, I've probably put about 500 hours in those dump trucks, so I've been making 2 cents an hour.
I wonder how much you can make for just making like things for Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah, I've done some stands like just the garage stands. I've done some garages for Hot Wheel cars or just collectible. Yeah, a lot of people want RC, like 1/8, 1/16 scales, bodies and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. There's just been so many things. Like, why do I automatically look closer now?
Because I don't know, the camera adjusted to you. It's been, yeah, I think you have an autofocus, so it's auto aligning yourself into the middle of the screen.
Okay. Things good with you, man. Well, I guess, yeah. Things all good with you. You're obviously a little more jacked. I'm so surprised you don't have the biceps out.
No, I'm gotta cut back on my drinking a little bit.
Oh, come on now.
It's the fun stuff, man. It's just yesterday I drank a little bit, had a little bit in my coffee, none this morning, sadly. But yeah, I'm cooking dinners, doing stuff, changing it up, living life a little bit, having a little fun. But yeah, still working at the gym, so I'm able to have a. I know it got really close on you there.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, enough about the camera. I'll just keep looking at your eyes. I'm not gonna worry about the autofocus. But that's good though, man. Yeah. Like I mean, we were chatting there a few years ago. Like I know it didn't seem like you slept at all.
I
And
still
obviously
kind
like
of don't. My girl, like, I try to get to bed by like 6, but she wants to spend time, and I got to get up at midnight to go to the gym and all that and work.
yeah.
So then, like, I'm like, all right, well, I can stay up till 9 and get a couple hours. That's fine, and I'm good off a couple hours. Um, but yeah, it's just not the focus. Like, I do. I feel like an old guy now, but in the gym, I always hear the young kids that are starting to work first and everything like that. They're like, I'm gonna spend 3, 4 hours in here. I'm like, I mean, I could still do that, and I still do some days, but like, it's not my life anymore. Like, everything, like, I want to lift, get the mental clarity that I need, and then go out and go hang and out with my girl, go somewhere. You know, she's got work today because today's our Super Bowl for the football. So
Oh yeah. For the football, yeah. Everyone's just hyped up and being a guy, you're like, oh, you must know all about the football. I'm like, man, I don't even pay attention to that whatsoever.
I don't watch cable anymore. It's
Uh,
like the last thing. I think we have Netflix, and we just watch like horror movies, or we watched the Fallout series on Amazon, which was really good.
yes.
But
Yes, that is good.
yeah, I know my buddy would pay you a lot of money to 3D print stuff from Fallout. That's all he got me for like my birthday and Christmas was like Fallout stuff because he loves that game. And we both kind of like from when we were in high school when it came out. But that's like, dude, again, that's everything now is like people want to see the cool stuff. They want the cool designs. I'm not going to buy just a bland ramen thing. I'm going to buy a cool design of like Betty Boop ramen. It's just interesting. It's like what we want for the house and stuff like that. And especially now, like everything is Comic Con or some other thing like that. But it's cool to see you doing the 3D printing. I think that's a good thing for you because you got the creative mind, like I said, a device that helps you create it. I don't shame you at all for that. People could say it's not original. Well, you know what? Someone built the technology to do it, so that is original.
Yeah, if you enjoy doing it, then who cares what anybody else says? Because you enjoy it and don't let that take away from you. Yeah.
You still need to do the high spoon stuff. Are you still smoking weed now that you're on ADHD meds?
Yeah, I tried to wean off it there about a year ago. I was just doing it on the weekends, and then now it used to like I couldn't wait till 7 o'clock at night because that's when I do it. Now it's more or less maybe between 9 and 11. I'm like, because I need to stay focused if I'm working on the printing, and if I get high, I'll come back to the printer and start like last time. I was just like, oh, I can get high and come back and work on this print. And what did I do? I went on Etsy and bought a full 1984 RoboCop costume that I can print. It'll take 400 hours. It's got the whole body, the suit, the helmet, the gun. So I'm like, oh, I can do this 3 weeks before Halloween. But anyways, I'm gonna have to start printing that soon. But yeah, yeah, with that it's more or less just I find, especially with the ADHD meds, you don't want to sleep, right? So it's nice. It's easy to shut the mind off and the concentration. I more or less just that's the weed just my off button at the end of the day.
I've heard more people have negative opinions on it now. If you're a long time smoker from like starting like from like high school compared
Yeah.
to when they're older now. Like my brother, I think has been sober for like 6 months now, and he was in every day like 5 times a day smoking weed. Like that was everything because he makes
Yeah, yeah.
music, and then he went sober. And now he's going on tour with people me and him grew up listening to. So it's like so crazy to see that whole shift in him. And he's like, I feel so much better. And I was like, yeah, for a while you were talking about how you felt like your life was on freeze. Like, and I think that was the thing that about pot that's starting to be more known now is the whole mental health issues that come with it after long term exposure to it. And it's not saying it's bad; it works for everybody.
No.
But a lot of people that have like these aspirations for things, a lot of those get put on the back burner because of the cool and vibing and just want to hang out type feel. And if you do that for so long, like it's crazy to see the giant shift, I guess 180 my brother took with like just want to smoke weed and play bars and stuff like that. And now he's making music with like Pepper, Expendables, all these people that like we are like giant fans of. And it's just like, damn, all right, well now he's going on tour. He's gonna be gone for 6 months. So it's like good for you, dude. Like, like good doing good stuff. And again, that's like with everything. Like I liked weed at a point, stopped smoking it, and then now I just like having a drink every now and again and hanging out and
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
creative stuff. I mean, you need stuff to give you a little bit of a flavor to life, but at the same time, don't let it control your whole life.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I've smoked it during the day a couple times, and it just makes you so unproductive and hungry. And it makes the day feel like it's 50 hours. Like I'm just like this is no fun, only at night. And that's yeah. Like I found getting high though is helped me it gets me in a different headspace too, where if I'm like working on a print or if I'm got a certain challenge really with anything, like it just when I get high, I'm like, I'll think about that same thing. I'm like, and I'll have a different solution or a different view on it. I'm like, oh, that could work. I've got 1,000 reminders when I watch a day, right? But then the next day, I'm like, it's either like, I'm like, oh my God, I was too high last night. I'm not going to listen to that. Or, oh, I'll try this out. Oh, thanks, High Dave. You just solved that problem that you've been working you're banging your head against the wall, right? So I feel like it helps you become more yourself with any I don't know, there's less interruptions when you're high, but yeah, you got to be mindful of like the balance of it too as well, right? Because there's more negatives than positives with weed.
Well, you can't just, I mean, there's plenty of positives, trust me, but I think you can't put too much pressure on yourself all the time. And we do that a lot. So that's a benefit of using that. But at the same time, like, even with you talking about like trying to find the work life balance, you know, I'd kill myself over editing stuff all day long, how many episodes I want to do, how much content I wanted to crank out. Not now. And if she gets home, kids are home, if they're all doing their separate things, I'll hop on this. But if I make it a plan not to do anything, recording, editing, any of that type of stuff if I want to spend time with her. So you got to find that balance. And it's not like I have this compulsion in me of like, oh my God, like you got to crank out this. There are people out there that's all they think about. Like how to get famous off this, how to get this. Do it if you like to do it. But, if it makes money for you, good. This makes me some side money when I do my actual job during the day. But it's not like I'm going to ruin my life. And taking the break for the longest time was like the best thing that could have happened to me because I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
shit, man, I was spending so many hours in early parts of my life just doing recording after recording. I
yeah,
love the knowledge it gave me, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you gotta do things that bring your own happiness. If you find it fun, if you don't do it.
yeah. There's happiness. I mean, just where you think you can find happiness in one aspect, like don't let that deter you from having happiness. Obviously, like in your your balance or like basically your hobby life balance. Um, and that's yeah, I'm putting too much pressure on myself now because I've said yes to so many people, and I always have this like anxiety. I'm like, oh no, like I still haven't got this done, or I have to get this done. And that's what just pulls me towards this. And obviously, this has been kind of an issue, ongoing months. It's just like, okay, well, Dave, you need to readjust, and you got to take a night off. Like I took a night off the other night. I was sick as all hell, right? But it was kind of nice because I wasn't like constantly worrying, like, oh, okay, when's this print done? I have to get this plate in there. I got to get this one pre-done. And just like, yeah, it's almost like mentally, yeah, you need those breaks.
Do you find that your son has the same anxiety you do? Like, where does his stem from?
Um,
It's just
yeah,
overthinking. I do the same thing. I plan my day out, and if it doesn't go according to plan, though, I kind of just flow with it because I always expect it not to. It's like, but I always, when I wake up, I know exactly what I'm going to get done when I get done. And it's interesting because my girl's the opposite, not up before 11 a.m. And it's like I'm up at midnight and I'm getting, by the time she gets up, I got breakfast cooked, laundry done, kids' clothes done, house
listen to
cleaned.
you.
And it's just because this is the hours I'm functioning. But then I go to sleep, she's doing everything else. If I go to sleep at like 5, she's got dinner
Yeah.
cooked, all this type of stuff. And it's the other side of the coin. So it's like interesting. But I think a lot of that, like, I like to have things coordinated, planned. But if it doesn't go my way, I always expect it not to. I just know in my
Yeah.
mind, this is my set schedule. I wonder if with your son, if he can have an idea of this is how it's going to go. And when things don't go, what's going to happen in your planned day, just say these are added things that tend to happen, like random things. You got to expect that because life is full of that.
No, I know what you mean. Like we used to, it was the biggest thing was now that their age, we can, in the spring, we started leaving them home for a couple hours. We had to go get groceries and stuff because the hardest part was getting them out. Oh, we have to make, he'll always be like, how many stops do we have to make? Like, and if we have to add a stop, then that was like the end of the world, right? Two of them would just fight because my youngest one's got really sensitive issues, like, um, of eating. Like, so if my oldest one, technically, yeah, just the sound of eating, just like Emily. Like if I have a bag of chips, if I'm eating by her, like I might as well run because if she had a gun, she'd shoot me. So that's and it's weird because like I'm basically her trigger. Other people can eat around her. It's not as big of an issue. And same with my youngest son Tucker. Like I can eat chips right beside him, and but if it was Braxton doing the same thing, then like he would just lose his mind. So
You gotta have
we've
fun
got
with
him
that
checked in.
though. You gotta have fun with that because, like, for instance, the other day, the smoke alarm. My girl's mixed, so the smoke alarm was going off, and I was like, "Do you hear that?" And she's like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, fucking kidding me? Is this real?" And
Uh,
I was like, "I know you hear this," and it's like beeping in the kids' room, and I took it down, and we were talking about batteries, and I was like, "I think it takes like a 9 volt D battery," and she was like, "No, it doesn't. It's this little small circular." I was like, "It takes the D battery. I know what it takes," and she's like, "It's the 9 volt." So I saw we had chips and salsa that night. So there were still some chips in a bag sitting on the table. And she's just sitting there talking to me. And I'm looking above her head, but it looks like I'm kind of looking in her direction. And I'm just taking chips and just going and just gnawing them down as she's talking. And she just looks at me. She goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm just like, I was just doing something silly to break like the whole tension of the whole thing. But it's just like, you got to have fun with it, man. Like, obviously, I know what my quirks are when everything's like chaotic and messy, but that's good for me. I realize I have my dad's qualities when he used to clean the house all the time when I was in high school and all that because he'd constantly be cleaning every time I saw him, like make clean up messes in the kitchen. I do that now. She does it. You know, she leaves bowls out or stuff. I don't mind picking it up. You know, it's other things you realize that you don't have to fight the necessarily the qualities of it. Just learn how to adapt with them. Now, in your case, with the chip eating and all that, I mean, you could take it to a different room if you want, but I would just look at it as
oh
an
yeah.
aspect of like, obviously, that you have stuff that they don't like and they have stuff you don't like. But overall, you pick the people you're with. You know what I mean? You can fight all the time, but for me, I don't know. As I got older, I just realized life is a little bit more simple.
You seem a lot more relaxed. Yeah, you definitely. Oh, there's something. Just there's an aura. Relax. You definitely seem a lot more relaxed now. I mean,
Low
then again, how
energy.
many times have low energy? No, no, controlled energy. I don't like this autofocus, bud.
I know it's getting a little bit wacky there.
I sound vain though. Who cares about me? All right, that's better.
It's
Um,
going to zoom right in on you, like you're in a Jack Reacher film. And now your
Jesus,
screen went dark. And this
how
is
I
you
know all
look
this
like
tech,
one
but
of the astronauts in Interstellar that's lost in space right now because you have the galaxy background and the lights just went out and you're looking all around like, what do I do? And I'm just the inner monologue in your head.
you're always there, Robbie. You always were.
Try to whisper in the ear, a
Yeah.
little slight careless whisper.
Oh my God, I remember being so nervous for our first podcast. I'm like, this guy just reached out. I don't even know. Like, I just started the High Spoon, the cereal account. I'm like, oh, could this be like something? And then like, yeah. And then just after our first podcast, I'm like, man, this guy knows how to talk. He knows how to form
I
sentences. Like, it's
wish I
already he
still don't know
knows
how
what
to
he's
do that.
saying. Oh, you say that, right? I mean, but it's good. You wouldn't have been doing this podcast as long as if you didn't know how to reach what you want to say at like a millisecond, right? Which actually just reminds me of my dream.
You got a
Sorry,
dream? Tell
I
me
was
about it.
quick wit. I don't really remember my dreams when I'm high, but last night I remember just somebody saying to me, "You're so quick witted." I think because I had a lot of like funny, fun, quick witted comments, and I was really snap at it. And then someone said that, so I'm not sure why I just mentioned that, but
I'll tell you a funny dream I had, and I don't know if it's relatable to you, but apparently I sleep talk, and I never knew this because it happens a lot, and my girl will tell me I sleep talk. Um, and sometimes when I wake up, it's like out of like, like I'm like scared waking up. I don't know why. Um, but I have a childhood best friend. His name's Matt, and he hung out with me and her sister, who lives right down the street, because Matt and her sister dated for like a really long time. So it was all four of us hanging out. And she had mentioned when I was sleep talking the night before, he goes, "Yeah, I'm just sitting there on my phone, like looking at videos, and Robbie just wakes up and says, 'Burn them all.'" And I was like, "What the fuck?" And it was like, apparently I was having a dream about fire ants. And I was just talking about burning fire ants, and I had screamed that while I was sleeping. And my buddy Matt just looks over at me. He goes, because I used to hang out with this guy every day. His family is like my family. Like I used to be over his house all the time. And he just looked at me. He goes, "Man, I guess you've always done that." And I just went, "What the fuck? Like I do this?" Nobody told me I do this until now. So the other night we had, or a couple weeks ago, we saw the movie the It movies, and
There's another one.
there's two, I think, right? Of the It movies,
Okay, never mind. I thought you meant there's a newer one. Yeah,
and
that's
then
good.
Welcome to Derry is the show that came out, and we had watched that. But I had a dream about the It clown, and it was the ending of the It 2 where they kill the It monster. But he
Oh,
turns into the spider and he steps in between the guy's legs. Well, my dream was that I was getting attacked by the spider and the spider like came down in between my legs. So what I did was I put it in lockdown, which is where it's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu move where you wrap your leg under the other leg and the leg's right here and you basically can snap it like that. So in my dream, I snapped the thing's leg and she woke up and was screaming because in real life, her leg was in between my legs as we were sleeping. And I had been tightening down on it and she had been on her phone and she was just sitting there like looking over and she's like, why the hell is my leg getting tight? And looked over and I was doing it in my sleep. I was putting it in lockdown about to snap like the leg. And
scary, man.
she had she had looked over like what the fuck, and then she just heard me scream, "Snap that motherfucker!" And she ripped her leg out of there and woke me up. I was just dying laughing because that's what I said in my dream, and I said that apparently while I was sleeping. But that was just funny.
You need to get like a cam or something, obviously, and then just do a montage, a collage of all like the outbursts you have over a certain amount of period of time. That'd be pretty funny.
Well, it's like even like last night, I didn't sleep talk, but I was asleep for 30 minutes and I woke up thinking I was asleep for 6 hours. And then the day before that, I got home at like 11 and I had a podcast at like 12. So I was going to take a 30-minute sleep. So I got done cooking. It was like 11:30. I put my head down, woke up. It was like 11:50. I'd slept 20 minutes. I thought I slept 6 hours. Like I was
Jesus.
ready to go. And I was like, yeah, I just took a nap. She's like, you
Yeah.
were asleep 20 minutes. Like that was not even a nap. I was like, I'm good.
I find if you adjust to that, like I can't remember the last time I had a nap, but I remember naps like midday, like if you're out for 20 or 30 minutes, it would throw my day completely off. I'm like, is it morning or is it later? Like it's almost like when you come out of a movie, like midday, you're like, oh, it's light out. What is going on? Right. But I find with Vyvanse, I don't even, I used to yawn all the time. I don't yawn anymore. And then and I'm never tired and I never want to sit down. That's the hardest part. Right. But then like,
You'll adjust to it and it'll change. I don't know how long you've been taking that for. As you said, almost a year.
yeah, a year and a half. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I have a different effect. My body adapts to medicine very fast, and like anything that gets put in my body, the dosage always has to go higher and higher. So I'm at the highest I could do for Adderall, and I have to take 2 20s a day. So you take one and then you take another one when it starts fading out. But even the 20 doesn't hit me right. Like when I first started taking it, like the first week I took it, first 2 weeks, bro, it was like I was 100% locked in on like every single thing. And it was like none of that ADHD stuff. And then now it's like I can lock in if I get focused into something, but it's not the same lock in. I could still get taken out. I could do 8 hours of cardio like it was nothing. Just taking an Adderall and just zoning out and do it. Now it's like I actually have to stay focused and not go off on tangents and try and remember that I'm using this thing and ride what that feeling is like. And it's different. But again, that's learning about it more and more. I realize, yeah, it's use it when you want to use it. If I'm day off and I'm home with the kids and everything, I'm not. There's not a point in using it.
No, no, no. I'm definitely taking some life lessons after this conversation. To be honest with you, if uh,
Take
from
them
you, I
where
mean,
to the
I
bank because they ain't good.
no, no, no. I mean, I just kind of like obviously the overlook of like how you balance your family life. Went from Robbie being single to like Robbie with a lady, and with that said, it's great, man. I'm actually really happy for you.
Appreciate it, man. It's a change. I mean, it's caused me to be more home improvement when it comes to learning how to use tools and all the things that used to be just like go to the mechanic and things like that. But now it's like a lot of things break, a lot of things are adjusted. Paying attention when you're going to buy groceries for everybody, what everybody's going to want that week. It's interesting. I like cooking meals too. I like do that. Probably cook dinner tonight. I got a buddy who brings deer meat to me all the time, and he brought some over. And I made these really good, like Tex-Mex is what they call it in school. It's just ground beef, and you use like nachos, and you can eat it like that.
Hmm.
Dude, I made it last week, bro. It was supposed to
With
last
deer
us the
meat.
whole. Yeah, it was supposed to last a whole week. It was like a pound and a half of deer meat, dude. It literally lasted 3 hours.
Really?
It was
That
all
sounds good,
gone.
man.
It was delicious.
I've had, yeah, I've had bear steaks and bear burgers or whatever, right? But I've never had deer. No.
Deer's good. We have a lot of them around here, and I have like two people that bring me in deer meat. They don't know about each other, so I got to keep that shit separate, and they think I'm cheating on them or something.
Oh, I
Um,
know.
but yeah, we got a bunch of it in the freezer, and I'm probably gonna make some probably tonight. But yeah, I mean that's good. And then like tacos with it, or we have a lot of like stuff down here. Like for her birthday is in July, we went and did hit it like 15 different taco spots. Like that was
Oh,
just what she wanted to
nice.
do. And then we got crabs at the end of the night because we Maryland is like known for that. So we got seafood and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Maryland blue crabs, not like crabs from a gas station. Um,
No, no, I thought you meant crabs, the actual STI or whatever.
that's what I was saying. Crabs from a gas station.
Oh, gas station. Yeah,
They say you get them if you sit on the
yeah.
toilet, but no, they're the seafood stuff. But yeah, tacos, man. Shark tacos. I've only had that. I've never had bear.
No, no, shark tacos would sound good. We went, yeah. I feel like I don't know. I being so close to the ocean, I don't mind seafood. I used to work at the grocery store with seafood. Like we do used to every night. Yeah, we'd make I'd make salmon and in the steamer or lobster, and then everybody else would make something. And, like I'm not a shellfish kind of guy. Like I don't like shrimp or mussels or anything like that. Like, but there's so many little stands around here. People just have trailers they park in empty parking lots, and you got like hundreds of people lining up because they want to buy like market fresh or like yeah, freshly caught lobster or crab. Then go to the grocery store and pay like triple the price.
I I watched a video. I have a habit. My grandma taught me how to do it, but I go into grocery stores and I always take a couple grapes out of the bag and just eat them while I'm
Oh
walking
yeah.
around the store. And my girl always yells at me about it. And then I showed her a video. A dude did it with shrimp. He was opened up a
Oh.
container of shrimp and just started eating the shrimp. And I was like, I'm not that bad, but that's a good idea.
Yeah. A grape's maybe 2 cents, a shrimp's maybe $2. Like, but I mean, yeah, we do that too because like my oldest one, Braxton loves green grapes, but he likes them in a certain texture, right? A firmer, like if they're soft or any inkling of it, he doesn't want them, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm doing this for my son's benefit.
There you go.
So I'm like, yeah, but get there, but then I find, yeah, I don't know.
Do what my
Most of us
nephew
stuff's
did
for,
to my mom, where he was like, "Oh, you misheard me," instead of saying, "I misheard you."
yeah,
You got to flip it
yeah,
on them. I make it their problem, not mine.
yeah. Well, they were hard at the grocery store, like, yeah. But I find my kids go through phases of food too, right? I'll eat anything. The wife's very picky, and so are my two boys. Like every day, it's chicken fingers and spaghetti, like, or Cheerios, like, and my God, they love junk. We got to cut that out.
I
But it's just,
tried. I tried. I really did. I still eat my health food stuff, but I got my girl eating my health food stuff. She used to make fun of me for the little like kale bowls I used to make with like chicken and rice in it and all that.
mm,
Now she makes them, but also the kids want ramen or hot dogs or Oreo cereal. I'm gonna go to the store and get that. Like I'm not. I'm willing to let them try the other foods, and some of them have been good about exploring it. But nah, if they're not interested in it, it's whatever easier. Like they got to eat something at least. I can't just have them eating honey buns and stuff like that.
ooh, honey buns. Yeah, ramen. My oldest that went to it to hang out with his buddy yesterday is, I mean, yeah, he's Asian, right? So like, I guess he stayed for dinner and they had ramen and Braxton's like, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm like, okay, we're going to get groceries tomorrow. I'll get some ramen, obviously like chicken flavor. He's like, we tried this weird squishy egg too, and like I guess obviously he would not eat anything like that if we tried it to, but I think he was just trying to be polite when he was at somebody else's place, and he actually ended up liking it, right? So maybe that'll open up to new things.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we all got to do it at some point. We all got to open up to new things. I thank you for giving me the time to be able to talk about your 3D printing experience. And if you haven't noticed, this is the wrap up to the show. Um,
Yeah, no, 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 man. Let's not give it 4 or 5 years in between. Let maybe I want to be back sooner than later, and I want to maybe do another bowl of cereal with you soon, man.
I'm always down to do that, and you're always welcome back on my show. Just let me know whatever your availability is, and we'll make it happen, my friend. I always love seeing you. Always love talking to you. Hopefully, we get chucking everybody in again. I know
Yeah.
everybody stepped out of the game but me, and I did briefly. I almost didn't come back. Corey's still out there doing his podcast. I love listening to his stuff.
Mm.
But David, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Do you mind letting people know where they can find you on all social medias and any other sites or anything that you'd like to incorporate where people can find your designs?
Yeah, like so I'm mainly on Facebook or Instagram. Rad Dad Prince, RADDADPRINTS. Every time I use voice text, it says Prince like a princess. Anyways, yeah, you can find me on those socials, and I usually just take a. I've got my printers with a certain. They all have certain names. I call them my little workers. So I usually just do updates on what I'm printing, and I don't mind shipping down to the States or anywhere across Canada. Let me know if you want anything printed, and I'm definitely going to be getting Robbie a box ready here soon. So thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, man. Really good conversation.
Thanks, David. And thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of Out of the Blank. And stay tuned for our next episode.